In the midst of the pandemic, while the state wages a battle against the invisible enemy, Covid-19, praises have been sung for the police, the local task force, and medical personnel. But a few know that there is a hidden army working day and night to conquer this common enemy. With the coronavirus extending its reach to all the corners of this world, the demand for personal protective equipment, PPE, has steadily risen, and many places are facing a crisis due to shortage of supplies. In some states in India, doctors have even taken to using raincoats and helmets, but in the state of Mizoram, an army of 400 tailors have volunteered to stitch protective equipment for the medical personnel and task forces. It started when a doctor shared about the urgent need and demand for PPE in a WhatsApp group. The magic of social media played its part, and the message was forwarded to a group called Wantan Thungwa, whose members are designers and textile suppliers. Sensing their calling to battle the viral enemy, the group members started forming an army and got to work. On March 25, 2020, the members of Wantan Thungwa formed a new WhatsApp group where tailors and dedicated volunteers were added. An instigator of the volunteer movement, Ruby Ngente, spoke of their journey saying, "We discussed our action plan once the WhatsApp group was created and realized that we would require funding for textile and other materials. So we started seeking donations through social media, and people were really supportive of our move. After we had acquired the materials, the tailors started cutting and stitching the armor for the frontline workers. As the volunteers are regular tailors without prior experience in stitching personal protective equipment, the tailors added doctors to the group and sought their advice. Once the equipment was ready, the doctors examined the finished work, after which it was distributed for free to frontline workers. Ruby Ngente said, "The invisible army of tailors, designers, and textile suppliers consists of around 400 people from the 8 districts of Mizoram. While the tailors put in untiring efforts to make this project a success, it was only made possible because of the generous donors who contributed money to buy materials and the delivery boys who eagerly transported the materials and finished equipment from one location to another. All the members of this army worked without a single rupee of profit and instead spent money from their own pockets. The army of tailors stitched PPE materials such as shoe cover, masks, and protective gear.